Good afternoon and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm, okay? So make sure you guys please like, share, subscribe, comment, and all of those real good things, okay? I wanted to talk about, I was intending to do this video yesterday and then I was going to do it this morning, whereas they were showing the picture of the suspects of that in connection to the homicide that happened at with the two students. Well, now they've made an arrest. And after I saw the picture, I was like, that's a really good picture that they have. It will be a matter of time. I was like, next week they would have made an arrest, but somebody went ahead and called in immediately because, like I said, one of the pictures that they had of the suspects, it was a really good picture. Okay. Of course, let's see. I want to go back to um, one of the young men is 18 years old. Okay. Hold on. One of the young men is 18 years old. They had a really good picture. They've taken it down. And I'm sure they've taken it down probably because um, some of them were underage. Okay. Hold on, you guys. I wish I could get back to it. Yeah, they removed. Okay, here it is right here. Let me show you guys. This is a picture that they had of yesterday, and they made an arrest yesterday. They made the arrest actually, um, from what I'm seeing yesterday. Okay, so it says MPD releases photos of suspects in Memphis and Shelby County school student shooting. Police are searching for multiple suspects accused of shooting and killing two Memphis and Shelby County school students in South Memphis on Thursday. Memphis police responded to the shooting on Mississippi Boulevard near South Lauderdale, steps away from BTW High School at 3 p.m. According to Deputy Chief Webb Kirkdorfer, two males were pronounced unalived on the scene. Memphis police did not give the ages of the victims. We later found out that they were 17 years old. Investigators are seeking assistance in identifying these three unknown males. Okay, these are the three unknown males. That one right there looked like an old ass mother sucker. Okay. But I knew when I saw this picture right here, you guys, that it was over. They had gotten a really good picture, and this might be who they have because they're not showing um his picture in jail right now, probably for security reasons. But that was a really good picture right there. Okay. So I knew as soon as that was shown, it was over. Now we already know he old from his body, old ass bastard. Okay, he got his old ass up there at that school. I know from the way he trying to open that door, the way his big ass belly is sitting, the way he looks stiff. His ass is old. Okay, this one right here, this particular one, or maybe he just done had a hard life. But look at him. It says at that time when they put this out, this was April the 26th. When was April the 26th? Was that yesterday? So they put this out yesterday, and the arrest was made yesterday. Okay. They put this out yesterday, and the arrest was made yesterday. I'm sure they're gonna be able to tell who this is right here. Okay. He's not 18. I can tell you that right now from the way his body, he got some years on that body. Okay. But he up there at that school, and they've taken out two 17-year-olds. Okay. So now they're saying that an arrest has been made. Okay. I'm sure people got to calling in probably before. Okay. Hold on one second. Arrest made. Okay. So, like I said, they're not showing the picture as of yet. And I'm sure for safety, the child is 18 years old, has messed his life up. He's been charged with first-degree unaliving. Hold on one second. Okay. So this is them. I mean, these kids don't understand how they hurt their parents. They hurting other people's parents, and they're hurting their very own parents doing this. It says Memphis police have made an arrest in connection with the shooting deaths of two Memphis and Shelby County school students. On Saturday, 18-year-old Valdemar Patterson was arrested and charged with first-degree unaliving. On Thursday, officers responded to the shooting on Mississippi Boulevard near South Lauderdale Street, steps away from BTW. So the kids had just left school, and they went up there and unallowed those kids. According to Deputy Chief Weber Kirkdorfer, two males were pronounced unalive on the scene. Memphis police did not give the ages of the victims. I think I just read that. Okay, so the arrest has been made. I looked him up. Like I said, they're not showing the picture or anything of the suspect at this point. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, as you all can see, they're not showing the pictures of the suspect. So it won't be long now if it says okay, so on April 26th, Patterson was taken into custody. That was yesterday. Let me look at what time he was actually booked. Okay. He was booked at he goes to court tomorrow, and he was booked at what time did they book him? Is it showing the time? Normally it shows the time of when a person was booked in. Because I'm sure they had him up there all day. It's not showing as of right now. He's 6 feet tall, 140 pounds. Should have been, playing basketball or something. Instead, he chose to screw his life up for whatever reasons, which is sad. Okay, which is really, really sad. He does not have a bond. He probably will not get one. Okay. So they got him yesterday. They put out the picture yesterday, and people immediately started calling on yesterday. Probably could have been family members. I don't know what it is about this one, but he looks familiar. I don't know why he looked familiar. But I'm sure they're going to know who he is too. Okay? The older one, the one that looks older. He just looks so familiar. He does. He looks familiar. Why they chose to go up there and do that to those kids, I don't know. I'm sure it was, probably was some type of gang situation or whatever. Whatever reason it was, it never should have happened. Okay. Hold on. I want to show you all what they're saying about the two kids that was unfortunately unalived. Okay.
Introducing new, easier to open paper recyclable packaging.
South Memphis. Two teens were killed not far from Booker T. Washington High School. And today, the district says the two victims were students at the school. WRAG's Tia McKenzie was at the school this morning, hearing from students and the community about what they want to see happen.
There is a heavy presence of Memphis police and school resource officers outside of Booker T. Washington as students make their way into the building. This all after two people were killed Thursday just steps away from the school. Now, one student I spoke with says he was friends with the victims.
Everybody missing them now that they gone.
Mario Robinson is an 8th grader at Booker T. Washington. He says he lived in a nearby complex and considered the victims to be family. One thing he fears,
knowing that we ain't gonna live that long for like being in things like this.
Memphis police rushed here Thursday afternoon after a call about shots fired near Mississippi Boulevard and South Lauderdale. They found 2 teenagers dead. Witnesses tell your news leader they saw the killings in broad daylight. 3 men with faces covered carrying automatic weapons. It's been a bloody week and people are searching for answers.
Ain't nothing open now. They closed down everything. They need to put more money into for the children to have somewhere to go and play and enjoy themselves as children.
Robinson says he doesn't feel safe and he's calling for city leaders to make a change.
Guns, beefing, gangs, all for nothing. I want to see kids playing around instead of these guns being toted. You know, it's bad for kids to be cute at a young age.
If you have any information that could help police, call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH.
Well, like I said, not only did they ruin the lives of the other 2 kids, okay, they also ruined their very own lives. Unfortunately, they did. They ruined their very own lives. So, like I said, I think that this is sad. Hey, I don't know what to say other than the killing has to stop. It does. Now you have an 18-year-old that's been charged with first degree unaliving, and um, you're gonna have some more because I'm sure he told on the rest of them. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he told on the rest of them. So, because I'm sure all of them are kids except for that one that looks old, and I'm sure he's not that much older. He's just a little bit older than them, right? So, rest in peace to the 2 17-year-olds that lost their life, and justice for them. My heart goes out to their families, and even with the kids that did this, the 18-year-olds, the other ones that are going to be arrested. Hey, I feel for their families because they got to go through hell too, knowing that their kids have done this and has messed their life up. Okay. I also want to talk quickly about TD Jakes have decided to step down from the Potter's house. Okay, the Potter's house is his church, and they're saying it's because it could be because of health reasons. He suffered a heart attack earlier on this year, and that could be the reasons. It says after 30 years, Bishop T.D. Jakes has announced he will be stepping down as senior pastor of the Potter's House in Dallas and transferring the position to his daughter, Sarah Jakes Roberts, and son-in-law. The announcement came during Sunday morning service. Jakes, along with his wife, Sarita Jakes, and his by his side, named Sarah Jakes Roberts, and Sarah's husband, Pastor Torrey Roberts, as the new senior pastors of the church. The couple will begin their new roles in July. The move signifies the mega church is evolving its ministry into future uplifting a new generation. As your pastor elect, co-senior pastor elect, I'm grateful. I'm honored as your daughter, Sarah says, fighting through tears as she embraced her father. In November 24, Jake suffered a heart attack during a morning service at the Potter's house, which was captured on live video. A spokesperson for the Potter's house told CBS News Texas that the plan for Sarah to take over has been in the works for years and that Jakes will remain on the Potter's house board of directors. Following the announcement to the congregation Sunday, the Jakes family sent out a following letter. Today we share with the world our long-held plans of purposeful evolution for the Potter's House and our global church family. Preparing for this announcement over the past several years has allowed us as a family and global church family to carefully balance the needs of our community worldwide and the pace at which we performed each step of our plan. When members of our family moved from LA to Dallas, it was to be more active in the evolution of the growing ministry. In 2022, a handshake between generations took place as we said farewell to Woman Thou Art Loose and hello to Woman Evolve. And when we installed our new assistant pastor in 2023. We continue to forge ahead in the vision we set long ago. Okay. So what he's trying to say is he's been preparing Sarah Jakes for this, and maybe he has been preparing Sarah for this, but I don't know if this has anything to do with the lawsuits that he has going on with him at this point. Remember, he's had some people to file lawsuits against him. The situation with Diddy, his name came up in. I don't know if something is getting ready to come out, um, and he's bouncing before that happens. Or from my understanding, I've heard people say, I don't know how true it is, that the congregation has thinned out a lot. He's lost a lot of members. Sarah still has a really big following. Okay. And if they're going to name her a senior pastor, it could mean that he's still the owner of the church and they're going to pay them a salary. Okay. So she can bring in more people, get the numbers back up. He pay her a salary. He's still around or whatever. It's just that he sees that she has the potential to get the membership back up, to bring in more money. And because of all of the controversy, bad publicity at this point that is surrounding his name, he's going to go ahead and bow out for monetary reasons. Hey, yeah, I mean, that's what most people do. Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if a bombshell is getting ready to drop and he's getting out of Dodge to save to save, so that if Sarah is there, um, you know, they won't leave. The members won't leave. He can get members to come back. He can get um, new members to come. Okay. Because she brings in a new following. Okay. So hey, listen, hey, maybe it's been 30 years, maybe he's just ready to retire, but it comes on the heels of all of this bad publicity that surrounds him. So that's why it's kind of suspicious to me. I'm sure that there is a bottom line, okay? Because church is a business. Unfortunately, a lot of churches, it's not about saving souls anymore. It's about the bottom line, and the bottom line is the dollar. Okay. And so she has a really big following. The celebrities love her. She's going to bring in a whole new generation of people, a lot of hurt women, a lot of young women. I mean, they identify with her. A lot of these celebrities that didn't necessarily identify with him anymore, they definitely identify with his daughter. They're going to pay her a salary. She's going to get the numbers back up when the lawsuits come in. He kind of can go into the background, be out of sight, out of mind to handle all of that. Okay. I'm sure, like I said, it's definitely a business decision because the church now is a business. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to talk about that. I found that extremely interesting. Listen, I don't have anything really bad to say about TD Jakes because he's had a lot of sermons, especially when I was going through when I was trying to find myself in early 2000, 1998, 1999. I was going over to Bishop G. Patterson Church when Patterson was alive. Jakes was going up. Okay. He was more like a motivational speaker. He knew how to make you feel good. Okay. But you better believe they was going to ask for them thousands of dollars at the end of the service. Okay. And I would be over there. A lot of young women were over there, single mothers, giving our little pennies and dimes, hoping that we could buy salvation and give our little nickels and pennies for some good luck, when all we had to do was stop making bad decisions, believe in ourselves, go to God for ourselves. But there's nothing wrong when pastors motivate you. Okay. I don't have any issues with pastors getting paid because the church is somewhat like a hospital. Okay. A mental hospital, because more people go to the church when they're hurting and all of that. They pull on the pastor, and there are a lot of good pastors. Okay. Um, I'm gonna tell y'all two pastors that I know for a fact that are really good pastors. Pastor David Young and Diane Young are awesome pastors. Okay, I love them so. Um, Over at the Healing Center, and Pastor Eric Wickerson. Okay, up from the world over in North Memphis. Those are two churches that I definitely love, but I've had other pastors that have been very instrumental in that was just good pastors when I was down and out. They helped me as a single mother. You know what I mean? I was consistently there, and that was Elder Wilburn. His church was always very small, but his church was he was definitely he definitely was awesome in helping me. You know, those are churches that gave back, right? That pour into their members. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, so when I say that, I'm not talking about all churches are bad, but some churches is strictly, but you know, churches have to have money now to operate. The lights have to be on. I do believe that the pastor should get a salary. I believe, you know, everything has to be paid, right? The bills have to be paid. But for some, they feel like it is the duty of the congregation to make them rich, and they live a certain lifestyle, and then you walk into church in the rain, and then they driving by you and they Bentley bump. Sister Watermelon, I sure appreciate y'all buying me this Bentley while your wig soaking wet, okay? For sliding off your head by the time you got to church. I don't agree with stuff like that, okay? Anyways, more power to them. Um, hey, that's what I wanted to talk about, okay? I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. I love you guys. Talk with you later.